Welcome back, everybody. This is Political Hot Seat. We are live, and the number is 727-8750 if you wish to call in. If you have any questions for our candidate for the 5th District of Michigan, Mr. Rick Osborne, and go right ahead. Once again, congratulations on running. I know it's a hard job, but you got some.
All right. Well, I'll try and finish up my pledges. We just finished talking about a better transparent budgeting process. And the other thing that I believe is important to the people here is improve our flood controls. I've heard a number of people complaining about that over the time I've been here. And I know we have a huge flood control plan that was approved at least by the Army Corps of Engineers out here. That was on the books when I was out here as county manager. But we've never implemented any of it, and there's good reason. It's a $350 million fix. It's very pricey. But I think there are things that we can do incrementally. I guess I believe in the old Chinese proverb of the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. So we need to start doing some things to correct the problems that exist when we have those hard rain storms that come here and cause flooding and such. So that's another thing that's on my bucket list, so to speak, of things I want to work on. So I will work for a smaller, more transparent government. I will not support increasing taxes without voter approval. My vision for the county is smart economic growth. I want to see more effort made in gathering feedback from our existing businesses and how to help them. I will work for more efficiency in government. I will work towards cutting costs in government any way possible without sacrificing safety. That's key. I will make myself accessible to citizens of Nye County. I pledge to treat my constituency as I would want to be treated. And with that, I would like to talk about something that I did recently to try and help the vets. And back on September 16th, we had a free dental day. I worked with Dr. Steve Delisle, who's building and enlarging his practice out here in Pahrump. Right now, he has a practice over behind the Dairy Queen, and it's specializing in children's, but he is expanding over to 372 to that dental practice that closed up here recently. He's purchased that and will be opening that as a adult facility. And what we did is he took any vet who had a dental problem, or if he didn't have one, if someone in his family, so we called that a benefit, a family benefit. Right. So each vet got a family benefit. They had to call and get an appointment with him, and his benefit also included either an extraction or filling, or, whatever you needed, he took care of it. And our post critique of that occurred on September 16th, so it's already passed, was very good. He was very happy with it. I think he said we had about 28 vets that took advantage of that for themselves or someone in their family. And that was very successful, and so the doc wants to do another one, so we're going to schedule another one, and I'll be getting that information out here before too long on when that will happen. But this also is a good segue, and I'm being a former vet myself, I want to try and do something to help them, and I think that one of the ways that we can do that is through a trust fund. One of the things I really didn't tell you about earlier that I'm about to is when I was in Ohio, I actually served as a trustee on the Richardson Trust Fund. and then myself and one other person were the trustees, and it was designed not exclusively for the veterans, which is what I'm about to propose here, but it was for people who had difficult times, that maybe they got behind in their rent, or they got behind on their mortgage payment, or their electric bill or gas bill, groceries. I mean, it could have been anything. And we as trustees would go out and interview those people and find out if what they were claiming to have a problem with was in fact really occurring, because some people would try to play you.
Oh,
but anyhow, we had the ability to handle it right then. Took the checkbook with us, and we could help them right away. I envision that same thing happening here if we can get it off the ground and we can get the county to sponsor this, so that we create a trust fund for the vets and let the vets assign, 2 or 3 would be enough trustees, and we could structure it very similarly to what the Richardson Trust Fund was in Talmadge, Ohio, and it would give them the ability to respond quickly to problems that the vets have, and it could be, I was even talking to the doc about it, and he thought that, it could include, doctor bills, office visits, dental, again, like we just did, but it could be far more encompassing and broad, so that it would apply to all those things that I told you that the Richardson Trust Fund tried to alleviate back there. So we have some vets. They served us. I want us to be able to serve them now a little.
Well, we do have a large number of veterans
We
here,
do.
and a lot of them aren't just from the last few years, and a lot of them go back to Vietnam and Korea, and I even know one, I believe he passed away now, but he served in the Second World War, the Korean War, and the Vietnam War.
Wow, that's
And he
really
had,
a span.
Oh, well, he had medals from each one of them, and he was married to a very lovely lady who used to do the USO tours with Bob Hope, and she was a singer, back then. But yeah, he just passed away not long ago, just a couple of years ago. He was a friend. I don't know if you know Joe Tillis, Jose Tillis, head of the Marine Corps part.
I do know Jose.
Oh, okay. Jose and I have been friends for many years, And so there was a gentleman that lived across the street from me. Everybody called him Doc. He was in the Second World War and that. And the thing is I don't see where it's such an inconvenience to help these people out. I mean, the thing is I feel the government gives away so much money to so many people. I think we need somebody to restructure all this, because a lot of this money is just flying away,
It is, and the kind of trust fund that I would advocate for here is one that would be established in perpetuity. So whatever money gets seed money that goes in there, it gets invested, and the county accounts it. They do the accounting for it. But we would never spend the principal. We would only spend the interest that comes in each year. So I think we can get some of our wealthier Nevadans to kick in on this under these circumstances if they know it's established correctly, and I'm going to be an advocate for that. But there's also what I call the working girls tax. And, that's the tax that the girls down at the end of Homestead and other areas of Nye County.
All my friends.
All those. Voluntarily assess themselves. And I think the figure is about $65,000 a year that comes to the county that was earmarked for the vets. And so what I want to do is redirect that money into this trust fund, so that along with whatever money we can get as seed money to get it established, then the only money that would be spent each year would be obviously that $65,000 that's coming in, but whatever interest is earned on the base amount of the trust fund, and set it up so that it can be something readily available to help the vets immediately when
Well,
they
something
need it.
like that I can support 100%.
I might call
Like I
on you
said,
to help
I'm
me.
an anti-tax person. When this doctor decides to open a new office and that, if Vern still allows me on the property, I will try to see that it gets on the TV. And I can support that idea that you just had 100%, because I feel there's so much, you know, I work in gaming right now. I retired and then I ended up with a 70-hour-a-week job. I don't know how in the hell I retired and ended up with that. But I have people, believe it or not, come up and say they'll buy my groceries for me if I give them the money so they could get drugs or they could go gamble. And I think, my God, I'm giving them money for a food thing that I've already paid through my taxes.
Sure.
You know, so they could go gamble or go buy drugs. And I don't want to see any system set up where that could be abused like that.
No,
Of course, that's federal government. That's not.
Right. Now, what we're talking about would have good controls. The county, as I said, would be responsible for all the accounting, but you would have 2 or 3 trustees. And ironically, you brought up Jose, and Jose is who I'm working with on this very concept. So I've met with him here recently.
Okay, I'm going to have to call him. Okay, well, we have come to the end of the show. And thank you very much for being on, and good luck on your campaigning.
Thank you.
And maybe we'll be talking to you again, especially about any of those things.
All right, great. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, folks. We'll be back next Thursday.